Naomi, you're a teacher in Michigan, and you have been here how many times?
9 times.
Okay. I want you to explain that to me. Why does a person come here to this place 9 times as opposed to something else?
Because there's communion that happens with people on the Camino. My experience has been that everybody's looking for something, and when you're looking for something actively, you're open to finding it in places where maybe you haven't found it before. And there's this beauty that happens when people come together and care for each other. And I've had lots of really powerful experiences of being cared for, and then also being able to care for people. It's got me hooked.
Is there anything at this moment that's particularly important in terms of some kind of revelation you'd like to have, or some kind of truth you might like to find? Or
Well, I just spent a day with some nuns, and the lady in charge told me she thought I have a vocation to being a nun, so that's like rattled my cage a little bit. So I'm trying to be open to that.
Tell me what happened 13 years ago, this random circumstance.
So 13 years ago, I had quit teaching in Michigan. I actually teach in California now. I'd quit teaching and was trying to figure out what to do next, and so I came to the Camino again, because that's the place that I come when I have a question that needs to be answered, or a problem I'm trying to solve. And I was walking along in the middle of a couple of wheat fields in Burgos, minding my own business, and a woman comes up next to me, and we begin talking, and I said, like, hey, what are you doing here? Why are you on the Camino? And she said, well, I'm looking for my husband, or the next step to finding him. And
she was looking for her husband.
Looking for her husband. Yep. And I said, well, I have a couple of handsome brothers in Ypsilanti, Michigan. You can pay me a visit and pick one if you like. She's like, haha, awesome. Okay, let's do it. So we walked the rest of the Camino together and told each other our life stories. And she came and visited me 6 months later, and fell in love with the younger of the two. So he was like 19 and she was 25 or 26 at the time. And they got married the next year, and now they have 7 children and live in Austria, and they're the best thing that could have happened for each other.
And they're on the track to living happily ever after.
They're on the track to living happily ever after. Yep.
By way of some random circumstance here on the Camino 13 years ago.
Or maybe not random at all.
Maybe not. You're right.
Yeah.
Naomi, I haven't met many people here from the United States. I'm so happy I met you, and your stories are some of the greatest I've heard.
Thanks.
Thank you for sharing those with me.